I was just looking at my coffee mug here, and I look like a total addict. This I poured the Folgers and I mixed it, and then I realized it was cold water because I didn't turn my water pot on. Pretty sad and pathetic. Anyway, I have to work on my Zoomscape, on my YouTubescape. I wanted to take a moment of pause and record into the camera in the YouTube sphere of what I felt different after getting both of those COVID-19 vaccinations, the Pfizer dose 1 and 2, because I was looking at the statistics and it was like, oh, yeah, I made it within like the first percent of the general population. So there's probably a lot of people trying to get that vaccine or not wanting to get it or wondering about it and all that. So, what I've noticed are two big things. One, call it control, that I feel more in control, or to look at it a different way, less at the mercy of people who don't share the same concerns as me with COVID out there in the wild and getting it. So I'm not worried about a Trumper who doesn't believe COVID-19 is a real thing. And there are people who live near me like this. I'm not worried about them going out, exposing everyone, myself in that group, and then realizing that it's real and getting sick, but it's already too late for me. I'm not worried about that guy anymore. I'm not worried about people who are in their early 20s and very healthy, who probably don't even know it when they do get sick, ever getting me sick. That's all out the window, too. Put that to rest. I'm not worried about the situations when I'm in close proximity with other people sharing the air. That also has been put to rest. Even though society at large has not opened up or changed, and my daily activities haven't really changed much at all, I'm not going out more in most cases. I went to the gym, but besides that, maybe one occasion, I haven't done anything that has been out of the norm. And I've sort of just experienced the same things I was experiencing while I had not had the vaccine yet, while afterwards. So post-vaccine, I'm saying, okay, well, here's how this feels now. So the world is still closed down, generally speaking. I can't travel anywhere far. I can't go to a different country without a significant quarantine. So that's out of the picture. Was definitely a huge pastime of mine. But I have been able to, with less anxiety, live my daily life with less risk of getting sick, and I hope less risk of getting other people sick. So from a selfish standpoint, I know that I'm not going to have that off the wall chance of being checked into a hospital in this world right now because I got COVID-19, or I'm not going to have serious health ramifications because of a COVID-19 case of my own, like a bad one, right? So I don't have that. I don't have to worry about a mild case of COVID-19 in the sense of, losing my sense of smell or whatever. Maybe I will. I don't know if I get it, but I feel much more in check that all of those things out in the world before I was really at the mercy of are now sort of put back into check. So that asshole who doesn't care, fuck him. People who don't follow measures that know better, fuck them. I want to go out to eat and take a risk with somebody I know. Good. That's my choice now, without having to feel any semblance of guilt afterwards. Let's say somebody's been over COVID-19 and I got the vaccination and I want to go out to eat or have a beer with them at a reasonable place, right? I don't feel bad about that. And I think that's been all brought back into normal. And I don't feel bad, like I said, going for a jog where before everyone's, exhaling in a room on treadmills. I think that's a terrible thought to submit yourself to it without having a vaccine. For me, that's a bad idea. But after the vaccine, I did go for one jog so far, hopefully one more before I go back to work again. And it felt good. And as it does when you go for a workout, guilt-free. And that is all brought back into check. And so without experiencing any other side effects after that first, 36 hours or so, when those subsided, nothing else, nothing crazy. But what has been of a gigantic relief has been all of those things that make me anxious previously, or that I was taking, reasonable precautions around. So I'm not wearing this mask for 10 hours a day, which is an N95, making a seal on my mouth. I'm wearing this thin surgical mask, and that's what I wear when I go out instead, which I can breathe through instead of having to labor to breathe through. And that is nice. But before, I was not willing to say, okay, well, this mask, which might be 35% effective on its own, is my choice. So if I have one that's 95% effective, like an N95 versus a cloth mask, is what I'm saying. I could not justify wearing a cloth mask out there if I had an N95 mask in lieu of that. And now I'm like, no. I'm going to wear this one. It's far more comfortable and easy to go about. So I don't have any sort of stress limit over wearing a mask, or the activities that I enjoyed before, I can now go out and enjoy again without having any guilt factor involved. Like going to a nice restaurant occasionally in moderation, or things like that. So I think you could expect those things after you've gotten a vaccine. And I don't think anybody should feel hesitant about the rushing of the vaccine. I don't think that the coronaviruses that we knew about before COVID-19 should be disregarded in any respect, MERS or SARS. And there was research done on that. And I don't have any problems with mRNA vaccinations or whatever other ones. I'm okay with that. I'd much rather experiment with a RNA strand than the actual virus, right? Easy choice. So people who are vaccine hesitant, fuck off, right? No, that's stupid. I will call you stupid on record right now and say you should just get the vaccine, be part of the solution, put all of those risks away, and then deal with it. Deal with your uncomfortable moment of getting a vaccine twice, right? Okay, done. And you put so much more to rest than you do if you just say, well, I want to get it, or I've already had it once, so maybe I'll get it a second time. So what? I find that to be very foolish. And I will take the stance that you're a fucking idiot if you're going to say, oh, I've already gotten COVID-19, so I don't need to get the vaccine. Well, then you have mutations out there that you can get it again. What if it turns into something like the flu? I mean, do you really want to get COVID-19 3 times through the course of your life instead of taking a vaccine that makes you uncomfortable for 36 hours? I know I don't. And I've made my decision. And I followed public health advice with some luck and never contracted it up until the point I received a vaccination and the 2 weeks following it took for that vaccination to work. That is a significant accomplishment to me. And I think that it paid off. It was worth it. I don't feel like I've been robbed of any life by taking precautions around COVID-19. I would have felt robbed had I contracted it. And not everybody has this choice like, oh, if I do everything right, I don't get sick. Well, there's people out there who do everything right and still get sick. I understand that. And I'm not talking or speaking to that. I'm just speaking to, the idea that, well, I'm not going to do anything at all, live my life as normal, or I'm going to go full in hardcore quarantine all the time. I think both of those extremes are probably a bad idea, but probably would lean more towards taking measures. And that's it. So after the vaccine, I feel less anxious over things like that. I'm going to go to Burger King and eat a unhealthy, greasy breakfast right now. And I'm not going to feel bad about it when I go home, besides the gut rot. I'm just going to be nothing COVID-19 related anyway. So that's all. So I think there's like 2 clicks here on the YouTube video to end the stream. And that's it. So thanks for watching. And I feel good after 2 weeks post-vaccination and a couple days after that. Right? 2 weeks and change. Yeah. Feel good. It was worth it.